Welcome to Ethics in Social Media. I really wanted to take a moment to touch on some of the more pressing ethical issues when it comes to working in the social media realm. The rapid rise in the adoption of technology and the use of social media has really been great for the public relations profession, but it's not without its pitfalls. It has raised concerns over whether proper ethical and professional standards are always in place. So what are some of the specific areas that are impacted here? Definitely truth and accuracy of information. You want to make a practice of posting content that you know is factually true and not knowingly posting or publishing something that you know is false. This a lot of times turns out to actually backfire, trying to post something that you know is false in order to try to make your brand look better. Transparency. This is a real big one. Being open and sharing and making the identity of people like bloggers and email authors or any internet author accessible and making sure that you are who you say you are. Respect. Being mindful of bullying, insults, or any inappropriate content. It's very easy to hide behind a screen here and say some things that you probably wouldn't say normally to someone's face. Privacy. Make sure that you maintain yours and that you respect the privacy of others and of any information that they share with you. Confidentiality. Definitely don't want to publish or post confidential information. Some industries have a bigger burden to bear with this than others. Healthcare and banking being two of the industries where confidential information is extremely important. Responsibility. Consider the possible consequences of what you post or publish before you do it. Especially if you're in a really emotional state of mind, always take a moment to pause, reflect, consider what are the possible ramifications of this content. Conflict of interest. Be mindful of posting or publishing favorable comments on products or services while you're being paid to do that by the company that delivers those products and services. You want to make sure you use your judgment and your conscience to know is this appropriate or not. And then accountability. Always being accountable for your actions, for your organization, its stakeholders, yourself, and to others. One of the examples, I know this is difficult to see and you're not going to be able to read it, but this is a page from a blog. This was a pro-Walmart blog called Walmarting Across America. And it looked like it had been launched by a pair of average Americans chronicling their cross-country travels in an RV and lodging in Walmart parking lots. But the blog was actually exposed as a promotional tactic that was engineered by a company or group called Working Families for Walmart. And this was something that Walmart's public relations firm Edelman put together. So basically it's a Walmart campaign made to look like it's not a Walmart campaign. The Walmart Working Families for Walmart paid for the RV and all the travel expenses. They rerouted the trip's original plan to make sure that they got into all of these Walmart parking lots. Although the blog did feature a link to Working Families for Walmart, it did not identify the organization as a paid sponsor. The stupidity is obvious enough, but spelled out. There was a blogging consultant, the author of the corporate blogging book. She said, "This is so foolish on so many levels. It makes me scratch my head. Everyone involved violated the basic rule. Be transparent. If you're found out, it comes back as a slap in the face." Another example of something that did not work as it intended, Burson Marsteller, who is a top 5 public relations firm, started a whisper campaign, and it was aimed at getting newspapers to run stories about an obscure Gmail feature called Social Circle, about how it, they said, infringes on people's privacy and violates FTC rules. But Google had said that Social Circle lets customers make social connections using public and private connections across Google products without skirting privacy. The campaign was spearheaded by Burson Marsteller's Jim Goldman and former political columnist John Mercurio on behalf of Facebook. Of course, Facebook saw this as competition. Goldman pitched the social circle issue as a huge privacy breach to Google users and an important story for consumers, and Mercurio even offered to ghostwrite an opinion editorial article on the topic for Christopher Segovian, who was a former Federal Trade Commission researcher and blogger, and to help him get it published in major DC-based news outlets. But Segovian published Mercurio's pitch and his rejection of it on the web, foiling the publicist's plan. Chris Gaither, who was Google's senior manager of global communications and public affairs at the time, said, "We've seen this email reportedly sent by a representative of PR firm Burson Marsteller. We're not going to comment further. Our focus is on delighting people with great products." He didn't need to comment further. The PR firm kind of did themselves in with that one. Tried to be too clever. Now, ethical guidelines in social media are really crucial for keeping us safe while keeping the internet open for both communication and commerce. Reuter Finn Public Relations Agency settled on 6 key points that really lay a great foundation for ethical guidelines in social media: honesty, transparency, respect, privacy, relevance, and responsibility. So again, honesty. State only what you know to be true. Be clear if you're speculating, if it's opinion, or if it's fact. Transparency. Be straightforward about who you are and who you represent. Respect yourself, your peers, and even your adversaries. Privacy. Treat the intimate details of others as you would expect your own personal information to be treated. Relevance. Make sure the content you're posting is relevant to the audience and the venue where it's being posted. And responsibility. Take ownership of your online activities, the content you've created, and any missteps that you've made along the way. These are great ethical guidelines that hold true for individuals as well as organizations. A lot of organizations have felt it necessary to come up with ethics codes in addition to PR agencies. This is from the University of Maryland Medical Center. They say postings and comments about the medical center or on medical center sites shall be ethical, honest, and accurate. Postings which contain mistakes are to be corrected promptly. The medical center will remove, delete, spam, and other inappropriate content. The medical center will reply to comments, blog posts, emails, etc. when appropriate in its judgment. The medical center may link directly to other websites and online materials to provide additional information or resources for web users. And the medical center staff members are to avoid conflicts of interest and to disclose conflicts that might arise when making or responding to postings or comments. So you'll see more of these kinds of codes probably with organizations trying to make sure that people use social media and web resources for organizations in the most ethical way possible, because in the end, your use of these devices and tools really reflects on your organization as a whole. So don't be fooled into thinking that you can pull the wool over someone's eyes and get away with it. The web has a way of sniffing out people who are trying to be deceptive or less than genuine. So it's always best to follow a strong, good ethical code.